think we got everybody in here now. Let's see. All right, there y'all are. All right, hope everybody's having a good week so far. And get my pinned comment in here. Then we're gonna get into this business in a few moments. Hope everybody had a good holiday weekend and all that. We'll get to the introductions in a moment. I'm gonna give everybody like 30 seconds, then we're gonna get right to the business. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Great Tuesday morning. As you are checking in, go ahead and leave a comment. Tell me your name and tell me the location you are checking in from as you are checking in right now. Tell me your name and location as you are checking in, and then we're going to get to the business. You already know how I do. If you have never seen me live, understand you will understand the business as we get to this right now. And if you have seen me live before and you already know the deal, if you've seen a YouTube video, you've seen a post I put up on IG, you've seen what else do I do? You listen to the daily masterclass, you met me in person, you already know. So leave a comment, tell me your name, tell me your location, and we're gonna get to this. I'm gonna introduce myself, then we're gonna get to the game. Kareem checking in from New Jersey, shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Redman. Pierre checking in from Houston. Shout out to Houston. We got, is that Inja, I think it is. But if I got that wrong, correct me. Checking in from Tampa, shout out to Tampa. Shout out to Carrollwood. Shout out to New Tampa. Shout out to Wesley Chapel. I used to live in Tampa. A lot of people don't know that. But shout out to Tampa. Weather's nice up there. Shout out to, what's the name of that? I can't remember the name of it. But shout out to Tampa. We'll just say that. Somebody said, John Marandre said, I'm the hooper you met at Penn State, Altoona. Oh, it's India? Oh, shout out to India. Oh, John Marandre, you the hooper that I met at Penn State. Well, I went to Penn State Altoona. I met a lot of hoopers there. When you mean? You mean, I think you mean last September. You mean in the parking lot? Me and my man was in the parking lot? I think that's what you're talking about. Shout out to Penn State Altoona. Either way, I think that's what he's talking about. So for those of you who are new here, even if you're not, let me introduce myself. My name is Dre Baldwin. Many know me as Dre all day. I'm a former 9-year pro athlete by way of Penn State Altoona. So shout out to John Marandre. Shout out to Penn State Altoona, the program up there. Hopefully, maybe I can get to a game this season. We'll see. Hopefully y'all having a season. I think y'all are. But anyway, played ball overseas 9 years. I wrote a book about playing ball overseas. It's called The Overseas Basketball Blueprint. And while I was doing that, I started talking about mindset because people kept asking me about my mindset, my mentality. So I started talking about things like discipline, motivation, mental toughness, confidence. And people really took to that. And I went and made a whole philosophy and a framework and a brand out of it. Now it's a business and a company. It's called Work on Your Game. It's all about taking the tools to get you to the top 1% in sports and using those same tools in business and in everyday life. That's what I do now. One of the ways that I get that across is through live streams like this, or podcasting, or professional speaking, coaching, live courses, mastermind groups, and books like this one right here called The Third Day. This is my newest book. It is coming out on the 3rd day of August the 3rd. That's when this book becomes publicly available, but you can pre-order the book right now. All you do is cover the shipping. I'm gonna actually give you this book for free. I've already paid for the book. All you're gonna do is cover the shipping for the book, and we will send this to you on August 3rd when we ship all the books out. And anybody who has pre-ordered the book on August the 1st, I'm doing a live training on Zoom, a live event training on Zoom, only for people who pre-ordered the book. The topic is what is expected of you when the word professional is next to your name. So if you want to be a pro at what you're doing, or you're already a pro and you want to make sure you're staying sharp, you want to be in that presentation. It's going to be on August 1st. But today, what we're going to talk about is the 3 levels of people, limiting your associations. Now, this is something that a lot of people ask me, especially a lot of young people sometimes ask me things about, Dre, what about, my connections and my associations and the type of people that I deal with? How can I get the right people around me? Or Dre, what can I do if I had the wrong people around me? I think all of you are familiar with the concept of the law of association, which is you become the average of the people you spend the most time with. So today, I'm going to help you to, first of all, evaluate yourself And secondly, evaluate the people who are around you so that you know what type of people you're becoming. Because like that law of association is a real thing as well as the law. You're going to become the people that you're around. So you need to know who you're around. Because if you're around people who are going the other direction, they're going to take you with them. And if you're around people that are on their way up, they're going to take you there as well. So all that said, let me tell you how this is going to go. I got a couple points I'm going to share with you here. If you have a question, comment, anything you want to add to anything that I'm saying, go ahead and post it in the comment. When I'm done going through my points, then I'm going to go through and I'm going to address all the comments. So I'll try to keep this to, let's say, 20, 30 minutes. So we ain't going to be on here all day. But if the comments are good, then I'll keep going and people are commenting. So let's get right into it. And I want you to understand that what I'm talking about here today is really part of the editing process in life. If any of you has ever, I know some of you may be YouTubers or something like that. If you're a YouTuber and you make videos, you understand that the editing process, editing the video usually takes more time than actually shooting and recording the video. If any of you has ever written a book, you know that the editing of the book takes way more time than the actual writing of the book. The editing of the book is really the hard work that goes into putting books out. And any of you who makes music, like the editing of the music, I don't know anything about music production, but I would assume that the production and the mixing and the mastering, all the editing after the stuff is recorded, that's the hardest part of the process. And it's the same thing in life, is that we got to make edits to our lives so we make sure we got the right type of people around us. So let's get into it. Number one, the first type of person you're going to come across in life is what we call the 2-minute person. Yes, 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute person. What does that mean? A 2-minute person is the type of person that you should only be spending 2 minutes around when you see them. When you see them, you're like, all right, it's hi and bye. It's, hey, how you doing? Shake their hand, give them a hug, ask them how are the kids, how you doing in your job? Hey, how's the weather? What you think about the hometown baseball team? And then you keep it moving. That's a 2-minute person. That's how much time you spend around this individual. Now, I got to tell you why you're only going to spend 2 minutes around a 2-minute type of person, because this is the type of person who you have some type of association to. Maybe you've known them for a long time. Maybe you grew up with them. It might be a family member of yours. It might be your mom and dad. It might be your brother or sister. It might be your cousin. It might be somebody that you just known for a long time. It might be a family friend. The thing is with this person is that they're not on the same journey that you're on. They're not on the same trajectory as you, meaning you're about personal growth. You're about making yourself better. You're serious about your business, about your career, about your school, about your life. You're serious about doing things to move onward and upward. But this person is they're not on that wavelength right now. That's not what they're about. They might be maybe trying to stay stagnant in life. Maybe they're not really about anything serious. And you know these type of people, they're not really about nothing. They're cool, but they ain't really about anything. And hanging around them, you can't learn anything in a conversation with this person. They're not doing anything that's worthy of your time. You can't teach them anything, because you could teach them a lot, but they're not really willing to listen to it. So they don't want to hear about it. If you read a great book, you can't call them and tell them about the book, because they're not going to go read it. They're not going to go watch any personal development on YouTube. So you can't really talk to them about the stuff that you're doing. You have a mentor who's giving you great advice. You can't tell them how great the mentor is, because they don't know anything about mentoring, and they're not trying to hear it. They don't even want to hear it. They're not interested in hearing it. They're not on that wavelength at all. You can't spend time around this person, because again, they're going to bring you down. You become the average of the people you spend time with. You spend time with a loser, you're becoming a loser. You spend time with a winner, you become a winner. Now, this may sound harsh and Machiavellian, but this is the truth of life. And you can violate these laws if you choose. But when you identify someone as a 2-minute person, they get 2 minutes. That's it. You identify a 2-minute person, they get 2 minutes around you, you spend 2 minutes with them, and then you got somewhere to be. All right, you got to go to work, you got to go take care of your kids, you got to go home to your family, you got to go to the library to get this book, you got to go home to get your Amazon shipment because you ordered the 3rd day and it's coming in. It ain't coming through Amazon, but it's coming. You got to go, you got somewhere else to be. All right, that's why you got to get away from a 2-minute person. When you identify a 2-minute person, let me be clear. You don't have to trash them. Don't talk bad about them. Don't tell them why they're wrong or that they're wasting their life. Don't do anything. Don't lecture a 2-minute person, because they don't want to hear a lecture. If they wanted to hear a lecture, they wouldn't be a 2-minute person. All you do is say hi and bye. You can stay friends with them on Facebook. You can still like the pictures of their kids on Instagram, but don't spend your time around them. You got to move on because you got somewhere else to be. Everybody clear on the 2 minutes person. Now, anybody who came in while I was talking, I'm going to answer all the comments in the end. So if you have a question or comment or anything I say, go ahead and post it and I'll get to it at the end. Second type of person you're going to come across in life is what we call the 2-hour people. 2 hours. All right, we know how much time 2 hours is, right? Right now it's 10:15. 2 hours from now, it's going to be 12:15. Now, what is a 2-hour person? A 2-hour person is the type of person who is trying to get to where you're at. All right, they're trying to move up, they're trying to advance, they're trying to get better in their life. They want to get better, they want to do better. They have the idea that they want to move up, they want to work on their game, they want to get smarter, they want to read books, they want to be taking the courses and going to the classes and doing the stuff, all the stuff that you're doing. They want to do it, but they're kind of like, they're vacillating. Like one day they're on it and the next day they're off it. Like one day they're acting like the type of person you could spend a lot of time with and they can help you out a lot, but then the next day they're like looking like a 2-minute person, they're looking like a loser. This is the type of person who, the key thing about, shout out to everybody who's coming in, I'm gonna address all the comments in the end, so just stick around. I'm gonna go through 3 points, I'm gonna address all the comments. The key aspect, key attribute of a 2-hour person is one word: inconsistency. They are very inconsistent. This is the type of person who, I was just talking about the NBA Finals, and I said, one of the things about the Bucks against the Phoenix Suns, the only way the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win is if their second and third best players, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, they got to be consistent. Like in the playoffs so far, they've been inconsistent. They had one good game, then a bad game. Then one game they show up, the next game they don't show up. That can't happen. You can't win a championship with inconsistent people. So you need to be, if you're going to be one of the top 3 players, that is, you can't be inconsistent. You got to show up every single day. So somebody like Chris Paul, he always has a good game. Giannis always has a good game. LeBron always has a good game. Those guys can't afford to be inconsistent. You want to be on that level, you got to be consistent. So a 2-hour person is in the middle. Like sometimes they look like they are going to get on the consistency thing, and then the next day they take 2 steps backwards, 2 steps forwards, 2 steps backwards. They're a 2-hour person. They're kind of in the middle. So this is the type of person, the 2-hour person who, if they come around you and they want to learn some of the game that you're getting, give them the game, give them a little bit of that game, and then you gotta see if they want to come to where you're at. Here's the thing about a 2-hour person is that, and it's about any person as a matter of fact, you can't drag anybody up to the level that you want them to be on. Whatever level you want another person to be on, they can only get there if they want to. All right, you can't drag a goat up a mountain. All right, they got to choose to walk up the mountain. They have to choose to want to go to the next level. So if you're at a level 10 and you got people around you who are a level 8 and you want them to get to a level 10, you can want it all you want, but you can't make them go from an 8 to a 10. You can help them. You can give them information that they ask for. You can give them the game if they want it, but until they want to get to a 10, they will never get to a 10. You cannot pull somebody up to a level that they don't want to be at. And even if you force them to get to a 10, they're going to drop right back to an 8 the next day simply because they are mentally not in that space yet. Now, you can't do anything for a consistent, extended period of time that does not match your own self-image. So if someone sees himself as a 7, there's nothing you can do to make them a 10 until they change their own self-image. So they change the way that they look at themselves. So your job, when you come across a 2-hour person, is you can get them 2 hours. You can spend 2 hours in a day with them, give them game, let them know what's going on. And if they ask, you can tell them about themselves. You can tell them, listen, this is what you got to do. You got to move up. You got to do this thing. You got to read these books. You got to get this information. You got to stop these bad habits. You got to stop hanging with these 2-minute people. You got to stop hanging around these losers. You got to stop wasting time, reading the comments on social media. Stop being on Twitter, looking at dumb stuff. You got to really start focusing on things that's going to help you get better. You can tell them if they either choose to do it or they choose not to do it. But again, it's not your job. All right, a 2-hour person has to be reminded of this stuff. Now, you don't have to be reminded because it's already implanted in your brain. But a 2-hour person, they're kind of in between. So either they're going to move up or they're not. But remember, it is not your responsibility. You cannot save everybody. You can give everybody game, but you can't save them. All right, some people get the game and they do nothing with it. That ain't your business. All you do is give it to them, and whatever they do, they do. You lead the horse to water, can't make them drink. All right, so that's a 2-hour person. Everybody clear on the 2 hours person. Now, again, anybody who has a comment or question, go ahead and post it. I'm going to address all the comments after I get through point number 3. So this is the third point. Third type of person you come across in life. So we had the 2-minute person, the 2-hour person. Third type of person is a 2 days person. Not today, like today is Tuesday. I mean 2 whole days. This is the type of person you would spend 2 entire days around. You might even pay money to be around this type of person. The 2 days person is the type of person who's not only on the level that you're at, they're actually on a level a little bit above you. They are the type of person that you could learn from. They're the type of person that could give you some game. They're the type of person that when you look at them and you see what they're doing, it motivates and inspires you to step your own game up. That's the 2 days person. And just in case you're not reading between the lines here, you want to get as many 2 days people around you as possible. If you and your friends are going to start a business, make sure you're starting a business with some 2 days person, not 2-hour people, because they're going to show up one day and not show up the next, and definitely not 2-minute people. That business will never even get off the ground. You start a business with 2 hours people. 2 days people rather. And if you want to get business information, get information from a 2 days person. If you ever want to get knowledge or information, you need a question answered, get it from somebody who's at the 2 days level. Never from somebody at the 2 hours level. Never from somebody at the 2 minutes level, because those people will take you backwards. And what's worse about the 2 hours people is they'll make you think. They're like fool's gold. They make you think that they're going to be on it, and then the next day they just don't show up, and you don't even know what the hell happened. So make sure you don't get around too many 2 hours people. 2 days people are the type of people who write the books that you read. 2 days people are the type of people who they say, I'm gonna do a live event, and you can show up and learn from me. You show up and you learn from that person. A 2 days person is the type of person that when they call you, you answer the phone no matter what they want. A 2 days person type of person, if they ask you for a favor, you do it, even if you're not getting anything in exchange, because you know in the future, if you need something from that 2 days person, they'll be able to deliver because you know the level that they're on. They're the type of person, again, that you might even look up to. They might be a mentor, a coach to you. They might be just a trusted confidant, but you know that their game is on that level. They're the type of person that you can trust to deliver the same way you can trust yourself to deliver. These are the type of people you want to surround yourself with. You want your circle to be 2 days people. If you get married, you get into a relationship with someone you see as a 2 days person, not a 2 hour person. That's a person that makes you feel good about them on the first date, but in the long run, they're not even worth it. And definitely not a 2 minutes person. That's the type of person you meet at the bar and you don't want to be talking to them the next morning. You need 2 days people who will always be around. They always have game. They always have something going on. A 2 days person type of person, you call them and you say, hey, what book are you reading right now? They always have an answer because they're always learning. They're always getting better. You say, what are you working on right now? They always have an answer. You ask them, hey, where are you trying to go right now? What's your focus in life right now? They always have an answer. A 2 days person is always about something. Doesn't mean that they don't rest or they don't take care of themselves or they don't have a family and do that stuff, but they always have a goal. They always have an aim. They always have a vision. 2 days people are always going somewhere. And I mean that metaphorically, not literally. They're always moving around, but they always have a place to go. They always have an aim, a target, a goal. And it doesn't matter how old they are. 2 hours people, sometimes they're on it, sometimes not. 2 minutes people, they don't know anything about it. They don't want to hear nothing about goals and visions, and they don't even know what that means. Ask them what does success mean, they can't even answer. They don't even want to talk to you, asking them questions like that. So these type of people, 2 days people, these are people that make you feel smarter. They make you feel more confident. They make you feel better about yourself. They make you feel better about your chances of reaching success, and they can give you things that can help you get there. That's what a 2 days person is. Always willing to give you something that can help you out. This type of person you would spend as much time around as possible because of the synergy. You feel better. They feel better just by being around this type of individual. You would even pay money to be around a 2 days person. So now what I want you to do is check yourself and ask yourself, which one are you? Are you a 2 minutes person? Are you a 2 hours person? Are you a 2 days person? How do the people around you feel about you? Would they spend 2 days around you? Could they learn from you for 2 days? Or do you run out of knowledge after 2 hours? What else do you have to offer people besides whatever they know about you on the surface? And in the perfect world, you will surround yourself with these 2 days people. So even though we know the world isn't perfect, maybe somebody in your family might be a 2 minutes person. I understand. You might have some people at your job who are 2 hours people. I understand. And some people, you don't even know exactly where they are. But here's the mistake that I want you to not make. Make sure you're not spending 2 days with 2 hour people. And make sure you're not spending 2 hours with 2 minute people. And make sure you're not spending any more than 2 minutes with 2 minute individuals. That's the biggest mistake that people make. It's not that they fail to get all 2 day people around them. It's hard to find a whole bunch of 2 days people and just keep them around you because 2 days people got things going on. The mistake that people make, though, is on the other end of the spectrum. You spend too much time with people that don't deserve your time. That's the mistake that I want to make sure you don't make. And understand that nobody has a permanent spot in any of these levels. Just because you're a 2 day person now doesn't mean you're going to be a 2 day person next week. You got to continually earn that. If you're a 2 hour person right now, you could easily become a 2 minute person if you stop doing the work and you stop working on your game. So just because you're at a certain level today doesn't mean you can't change. And a 2 minute person can move up. You could be a 2 minute loser today, but next year you could be a 2 days person if you start working on your game and you start getting serious about your life. But again, it's not your job to make somebody raise up their level. They can do it on their own. So all that being said, I'm going to recap the 3 things that I just told you. 3 levels of people. You want to limit your association, then I'm going to answer questions. So anybody got a question, post it in the comments right now. 3 types of people. Number 1, the 2 minutes person. They don't really have anything going on. They're not serious about success. They don't want to hear about success or goals or motivation. They don't want to hear about none of that. Don't spend too much time around them. They get 2 minutes of your time, hi and bye, how's the kids, how's the weather, then you got somewhere to be. The 2 hours person, this person's inconsistent. They want to get there some days, and other days they look like a 2 minutes person. They're inconsistent. They keep going back and forth. This is how most people live their lives. The majority of people in life are 2 hours people, because sometimes they're excited and motivated to do stuff, and then other times they look like complete losers. 2 hours people, you can spend some time with them and give them the game, but the only way they're going to elevate to the next level is when they decide that they're going to elevate. You cannot make somebody step their game up. They must choose to step their game up. And the third type of person is the 2 days person. This is the type of person you'll spend as much time around as possible, because every time you talk to them, you learn something new. Every time they speak, you're going to get some new information. You feel better about yourself. You feel better about your present and your future. You feel smarter. You just feel a better spirit about life being around a 2 days person. Why? Because they just always give game. No matter, even when they're not trying to give game, they're always giving game. Ideally, you want to surround yourself with 2 days people, but that's hard to do because they are not so many of them. It's harder to find a 2 days person, and even when you do, they're busy and they got a whole bunch of other people want to be around them. So you can't guarantee your time around them. But the mistake you should not make is spending too much time around 2 minute and 2 hour people more than they deserve. Don't give 10 minutes to a 2 minute person. All right, that's the mistake that most people make. And don't spend a whole day with a 2 hours person. That's the mistake that a lot of people make too much in life. So that's what you want to stay away from. And understand, nobody has a permanent spot in any of these positions, even you. So if you're a 2 days person right now, it doesn't mean you can't become a 2 minute person with 30 days of playing around and not taking care of your business. All that said, you got a question or a comment, go ahead, post it in the comment section. I'm going to address the comments right now. And that link that you see down in the pinned comment is this book right here called The Third Day. It's coming out on the 3rd day, which is August the 3rd. The book is free. All you're going to do is cover the shipping to get this book. We got hardback, paperback, we got bundles, we got all that. So that's at thirddaybook.com. It's the link in my bio here on IG. So you got a question or comment, post it now. I'm reading through the comments right now. So we got Ben Ilott. What's going on, Ben? How are you? Teg Voch. What's going on, Teg? Teg, did you get the 3rd day yet? I saw you left a couple emoji comments. Make sure you get that 3rd day, thirddaybook.com. HB says, I'm struggling with putting my moves into practice games. Any tips to help this? I think part of it is physical, but a lot of that's mental, HB. So I would suggest you read my book, How to Play as Well as You Practice. I mean, that's exactly what you just asked. Go to hoophandbook.com. HB, that's hoop. I'm going to post it in the comment. hoophandbook.com. And right at the top of the page, there's a link to get my book, How to Play as Well as You Practice. That's exactly what you need. So you can take your practice stuff and use it in the game. Real Primal asked me about, I don't know who that person is you're asking about, so I don't have any thoughts on it. Yeezus says, well, let's go up on the page. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the IGTV tab here, and I might post this on, I might put it on YouTube as well. Marianita said, what about cheating? Cheating how? What kind of cheating you talking about? Savage Fitness says, what can we expect August 25th? August 25th, you got a ticket? Savage 260? I don't know if I saw your name on the attendees list. So what can you expect? Well, if you're going to be in Miami on August 25th, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about August 25th. You talking about being in Miami on August 25th at Work on Your Game Live? If that's what you're asking about, I could answer that. I don't know what else you're talking about is happening on August 25th. That's the only thing I know is happening. But I don't know if I saw you with a reservation at the event. So I need you to clarify what you're asking about there. But for those who are asking, I am doing an event, live event in person in Miami, which is where I am right now, August 25th. It's a full day event. It's called Work on Your Game Live. And at that event, I'm going to be giving you all of my key personal development material. You're going to get it all in one day, personal and professional development. And the promise you're going to get from that event is that you will have a full plan for your personal and professional growth moving forward. You're going to leave out there with a plan to know exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when and where you're going to do it, exactly who you need to be to do what you need to do to have what you want to have in life through Work on Your Game Live. So if you like this stuff that I talk about when I do these lives, or the stuff I post about on my feed on Instagram, or my YouTube videos, or podcasts that you heard, anything I put out that you like that helped you grow personally. Imagine if I just get with you and give you all my best stuff for a whole day in person, which means I'm gonna make sure you get enough personalized attention that you have a plan. That's gonna happen August 25th in Miami. The website is workonyourgame.live. I'm gonna put that down here also. It's workonyourgame.live is the name of the site. So not workonyourgame.com. That's our site as well. But if you go to workonyourgame.live, that's where you can get the link to get a ticket to Work on Your Game Live. Oh yeah, July 15th, 9 days from now, is the cutoff date to get a ticket for that event. I'm gonna send an email out actually today about that. So Savage Fitness 260. I'm assuming you're getting a ticket since you're asking me that question. So now that I told you, hopefully that answers your question. ARB got your 10-minute break to listen. Shout out to Arvin. You're in Canada, so I don't think you can come to Work on Your Game Live. Y'all can't leave. They got y'all locked up there in Canada. Shout out to everybody in Canada. HB said, I'm struggling to put the moves. Oh, yeah, I answered that, HB. ARB said, I needed this. Just graduated high school. Disappointed with my friends who transitioned to smoking weed a lot, partying while I'm trying to work on my game. Yeah, exactly. They might be descending into 2 hours and 2-minute people, but again, you can't save everybody. It's not your job. David says, when you're a 2-day person or on the 3rd day, what do you say to yourself to get rid of that feeling that says, I've done enough, especially since I'm the only one in my environment trying? Well, David, at some point you got to go to sleep, right? At some point you got to eat dinner and things like that. So it's not like you need to be working 24 hours a day. The 3rd day is not about working 24 hours, and being a 2-day person does not mean you never stop. Because that's what I said earlier, is that you have a vision, you have goals, you know what you're working on. And this is one of the things you're going to get when you come to Work on Your Game Live in August, is that at Work on Your Game Live, I'm going to help you understand that working hard and working on your game does not mean working forever. It doesn't mean just keep working and never stop. That doesn't make any sense. Everybody has to sleep, everybody has to eat, and you got a life. I mean, you got kids, if you have a significant other, you got other things going on, you have family. You can't just be working 24/7. That's not what this game is about at all. But some people get that misconstrued because of all the hustle porn that we see on social media. I got a master class coming on that exact topic on my podcast feed. So, David, that's the answer to the question is, when you have goals and you have a strategy in place, then you know exactly how much you need to do on Monday. I need to do this on Tuesday. I need to do this on Wednesday. So then when it's done, you can say, okay, my work for today is done. Tomorrow, I'm going to do this part. Then the next day, that part. Next day, that part. That's how you strategize. That's the long game. All right, what we do here, this ain't about sprinting. This is about the long game, and you got to learn how to play that long game. That's what this book right here, The 3rd Day, is about, playing the long game. And at Work on Your Game Live, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you everything. And every question you have will be answered in detail. Nobody's going to leave that event with a question that did not get answered. That is a guarantee coming from me, Dre Baldwin. I answer all your questions on Instagram. What do you think I'm going to do when you come to my event in person? So, K1 Eeks, I appreciate you. We need you down here in Miami on August 25th. Mary said, cheating on relationship stuff. Oh, well, that ain't really the topic of this, but it depends on the situation. But if you're in a relationship with somebody who did, then they probably not going to be a 2-day person to you anymore, I would assume. Since you're asking, since you're thinking about it, I would think that. Arvin says, do you think it's bad to date in college? I feel like dating will lead me to losing money and not being an optimal productivity. Not necessarily. I mean, you date the right person, they will probably actually help your productivity if you're dating the right type of person. So it depends. I don't think it's necessarily bad or good. It depends on who the person is. Everything is based on the individual. So can you remove restrictions for travel, but I'm 17. But you're not too young to travel. I mean, as long as you know how to get on a plane, put a mask on, catch an Uber. If you know how to do those things, then you should be at Work on Your Game Live. I'm assuming you know how to do all those things. So that is workonyourgame.live. And again, July 15th is the last date to buy tickets to that event. Workonyourgame.live. Any of y'all who's on my email list, I'm going to send an email out actually today. After this live, there's an email going to be going out about the event. Again, that's August 25th is the date of the event. July 15th is the last day to buy tickets. And again, that's coming out on email today. Doshi said, it's a lonely road for a 2-day person. How do you get through some of those days? Doshi, you see the title of this book? One of those days, we call it the 3rd day. That's exactly what this is. One of those days, the 3rd day. the decision that separates the pros from the amateurs. This book is 100% about the question that you just asked. So what you should do is go to that pinned comment, thirddaybook.com. See it right there? Go there. Make sure you claim a copy of this book. I'm giving you the book for free. All you're going to do is cover the shipping. I've already paid for a whole bunch of books. I'll pay for a lot of books. So I need to get these books to as many people as possible. I don't need the books. So I need to get these books to as many people as possible. All you're going to do is cover the shipping. I'll ship it to you. Doesn't matter where you live. Thirddaybook.com. But Doshi, that's a great question because it can be a lonely road sometimes. And there will be hard days in the process. Trust me, there will be a lot of hard days in the process. The question is, what do you do on a hard day? That's what separates the pros from the amateurs. That's why this book is subtitled what it's titled. Pros and amateurs get separated on those days, aka the third day. So perfect question, Doshi. And we didn't plant Doshi in the audience. He asked that question on his own. It's a perfect setup for the book. Alicia says, gotta be the right person. My boyfriend that I met in college introduced me to your content. Oh yeah, so shout out to your boyfriend that you met in college. Is he still your boyfriend? I'm guessing he's not the way you said that. But shout out to him anyway, that he introduced you to my content. Hopefully he's still around and at least paying attention to the content, even if y'all ain't together. But Alicia, either you or him or both of y'all need to come to Work On Your Game live in August. July 15th is the last date to get a ticket. That's workonyourgame.live, not .com.live. But if you go to .com, that's still me. Now, Arvin said, I'm going to get on that Tinder, find a girl, and we'll go to your event together. No, don't bring a girl from Tinder to the event. No, don't do that. You leave her in Toronto. You come to the event, and then you come back, and then you might decide you don't want her anymore. So no, don't bring nobody from Tinder to the event. That's a bad business move. But you should come, definitely, Arvin. So Alicia said, oh, he's still your boyfriend. Oh, he just joined the live too. All right, so shout out to your boyfriend who introduced you to the content. Both of y'all need to come then. Workonyourgame.live. That is in Miami. I don't know where everybody's at. In Miami, August 25th. And according to what Arvin said, they removed restrictions in Canada. So if you live in Canada, you can finally leave the country. They finally took the handcuffs off y'all. Y'all can actually live in freedom. So that's workonyourgame.live. That's in Miami, August 25th. That's where you will be coming. July 15th is the last date to get a ticket. Did everybody hear me? July 15th is the last day to get a ticket. I'm about to send an email out about Work On Your Game Live today. After this live is over, which I'm about to end in a minute, I'm sending an email out. So if you ever got one of my books or you get my normal emails, you will get that email. If you're not on my email list, just go to thirddaybook.com, claim your free copy of the book right now. So then you'll be on the list. So when I send this email out, you get it. All right, everybody got that? And I'll probably do another live tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but it don't matter. Y'all know what I'm going to give you game. If you liked this, everybody who's listening, if you liked what you just heard, imagine if you had to spend a whole day with me training you on the best topics when it comes to your personal growth and you reaching personal success and reaching your goals, no matter who you are, where you're from, or what you do. And I get to plan out the whole day. And I get to give you personalized attention to make sure you have a full plan for yourself. Right now, this is just Instagram Live, pretty much off the top. Most of the stuff I do here is off the top. I just think of something and just start talking. Imagine when I plan it out and it's in person, personalized attention. And you're going to be around a whole bunch of like-minded people who are serious about working on their game. That's Work On Your Game Live. Workonyourgame.live is that site. I'm sending an email out about it in about 30 minutes. That email is going to be coming out. So if you're not on my email list, go to thirddaybook.com and get on that email list so you make sure you get it. All right, so let's see. ARB said, break is over. Hope to see more lives. That's what's up. And I hope to see you live in Miami, August 25th. Doshi the Great, appreciate you. All right, everybody, I'm signing off right now. I will be doing another live probably tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock Eastern, right here on my Instagram. Anybody got a question, comment, concern about anything that I said here, send me a DM or you can send me a text. My text number, all right, there we go. My text number, I'm put it down here in the comments, which is right there, 305-384-6894. You can text me right there or just hit me in the DM, and that's what it is. I'll be live again tomorrow. Everybody, work on your game. Dre all day. Work On Your Game Live.